What's up, guys? Today we're talking about strengths versus aesthetics, and which one should you be doing?
Point number one, guys. What is strength training?
We've all seen it before. Strength training is essentially anything 5 reps or less. And when we talk strength training, we're not talking about strength training with a bicep curl. We're not talking about strength training with push-ups. We're not talking and strength training comes down to compound movements. And what compound movements in particular we're talking about, usually anyways, is the squat, the bench, and the deadlift. Unless, of course, you're like an all-you lifter who does like a front squat route, or like, you know, like overhead squats. That comes to, but they're all variations of these 3 movements.
CrossFitters.
Yes, right. But they're all variations of these 3 movements. And that's it.
Is that really all we have to say about strength?
What is strength training?
Lift some heavy ass shit.
Lift some heavy ass shit.
Yeah.
So, what is training for aesthetics, or in other words, bodybuilding? We're talking about hypertrophy.
Yeah.
Right. That's if you guys haven't seen that playlist, it's over there somewhere. Anyways, what is it?
Anything between, I'd say, 8 to 12 or even 15 reps, actually.
Okay.
Anything over 5 reps could be in terms of hypertrophy or train for aesthetics in the bodybuilding world.
Great. And when it comes to bodybuilding, it's more or less, it's not based on how much you can lift. It's essentially how much muscle you can build.
Focusing on tempo.
Talking about tempo, time under tension. When it talks about, again, proper form, right? Slowing everything down and actually controlling it. As opposed to when we talk about strength training is more or less the speed and the power output that you have. Right? It's very, very different when it comes to bodybuilding and it comes to strength training.
Last point we're going to talk about is where should you start? Strength training or training for aesthetics?
Right. We've all been in the gym and everyone always tells us, oh, you should start with building muscle, or you should start with, you know, lifting heavy. And again, more opinion based, but in my opinion, and I think John also agrees on this as well. When it comes to just starting out in the gym, we both find that strength training is probably the best route to go at first. And what that does for you is neurologically it sets you up to be able to gain more muscle later on. Just because if you start out with, let's say, bodybuilding, right, and you don't have any of the strength, what are you going to really like benching with?
You probably won't even be able to bench the bar.
Right.
Mind you, if you start with strength, you probably won't be able to bench the bar anyways, but you got to work to it.
If you can work up to a certain degree of weight where you're comfortable with, let's say you work up to 185, or let's say you're rounding up 200 pounds, right? You're able to work up 200 pounds on the bench, but let's say you're finally able to hit that 200 and then you go back to like, let's say 135, because 135 at that point feels like nothing.
Oh, but it's gonna hurt like hell when you do timer detention.
Right, but now at that point, let's say you've done strength training for like 3, 4, maybe even 6 months, right?
To build that muscle density.
To build that muscle density and the neurological output. Once you get to that point, then you can actually start incorporating more hypertrophy, where you actually decrease the weight and then increase the volume itself. So you're not doing 5 reps, you're not doing 3 reps anymore. You're doing anywhere from 10 to 15 reps, all time under tension, controlled, and that's what's actually going to build that muscle fiber, that hypertrophy.
Which again, link somewhere here.
Right, and the reason why is because it sets you up for such a high degree of like success. What you can do is once you get to that point of building muscle, once you're done with that building muscle, you can actually go back to strength and even increase further on and just keep, you know.
It's more like cycling.
Back and forth. It's cycling between the two.
You have to know when to cycle it.
A lot of problems that we've seen a lot of people is they stick to one thing. They don't actually cycle. We've seen a lot of powerlifters stick with strength training, which again may work for some people, but
yes.
But when it comes down to it, you might plateau, and when you plateau, yes, more strength training can definitely help you, but if you actually cycle properly, you can actually, you know, build your routine around certain phases throughout the year, or what your goal is.
Essentially, most people would probably strength train during the winter. It's
because summer bod and whatnot.
The summer bod, because you're not really concerned about taking your shirt off, getting your bathing suit for the winter, right?
Yeah.
So that is, you know, in like the stigma, the norm for where most people would strength train, and then start their cut around spring for the hypertrophy work to
Right, but
shred down.
again, if you're a beginner, and depending on where you come from, you have more fat on your body. If you have less fat on your body, if you don't have enough on your body, it all comes down to the same thing. We agree personally that I think strength training should come first, no matter where you are. Strength training will come first, but then eventually, what happens after strength training is that then you can start to deviate upon that path.
So you have to build that foundation, right?
Right. The foundation is probably one of the most important things that you need to be able to build first before you do anything else.
And PRs are pretty fun.
PRs are very fun, that actually gets to another topic I didn't even think about. But because PRs are so good, it makes a person feel better. When you hit PRs and when you can lift more, your confidence skyrockets. It's through the roof. And what happens when your confidence skyrockets is you're in the gym.
You're gonna be motivated to do more,
right?
Or strive for more.
And you
set
know
new goals.
Yeah, and you know you can lift this amount of weight. It just makes you proud at that point. And what's gonna happen is that you're gonna be in the gym more often. Right, which a lot of people don't, especially if you go to the gym and you just do interval training for an hour or like 45 minutes and kill yourself. Who the hell wants to do that every single day of the week? No one. CrossFit. Yeah, but they end up in the hospital.
Yeah.
If you really, if you really want to encourage yourself and give yourself the confidence to do it, go on the right path.
We'd say start with strength, but be careful about it. Have someone there with you,
yes,
a spotter.
Strength training is one of those things where like you can't completely do on your own, just because you do need someone to watch your form and everything. And like we said earlier, when it comes to the big three, where it's squat, bench, and deadlift, you need expert tips on that.
Yeah,
which we're providing. Or here, or here, or here, or here, or here, or here, here, in my left pec.
Not the nipple?
No, not yet.
I see Singley's high. He's waiting.
Fucking hell!
Slide guys, DMs.
Thanks for watching the video. Alright, if you guys liked the video, comment, share, like, and subscribe. Yeah, that was strength versus aesthetics. We are going to be showing you guys next how to be performing bench, squat, and deadlift as well, because I feel like a lot of people do need advice on that.
And let us know if there's anything bodybuilding or strength training wise that you guys would particularly like to learn about. Drop it in the comments and we'll go back to you guys. We'll touch base on that.
But yeah, we will see you guys next time.
Peace.